Imagine you find an ancient house. Doors still standing, walls still holding, a chair at a table like someone just stepped away. And you knock, and nothing answers, so you assume it's empty and walk away. That's what we've been doing with the galaxy. We point enormous dishes at the sky and wait for someone to call, scanning for radio waves and laser pulses, the cosmic equivalent of a telephone ringing in an empty hallway. And when nothing comes back, we feel the sting of it. The great silence, scientists call it. The sky should be loud by now. But here's the question we almost never ask. What if the galaxy isn't quiet because it's empty? What if it's quiet because everyone who was ever here is already gone? We have been searching for neighbors. Maybe we should have been searching for ruins. Because the galaxy is old, profoundly, almost insultingly old, and civilizations don't simply appear and persist forever. They rise, they peak, they leave things behind, and in most timelines we can imagine, they end. Which means the galaxy isn't an active city full of chattering neighbors, it's an archaeological site. Layer upon layer of something that happened long before we had eyes or instruments or the hubris to assume we'd know it when we saw it. Radio signals are fragile. They thin with distance, scatter against gas and dust, melt into background noise. But physical artifacts are a different category entirely. A megastructure surrounding a star would alter that star's light in ways that persist not for a generation, but for eons, outlasting the civilization that built it by orders of magnitude that make all of human history feel like a rounding error. A pottery shard survives the potter by thousands of years. A temple outlasts its entire religion. The universe has no reason to behave differently. And here is where the frame quietly shifts. Because if the galaxy's dominant pattern is rise, bloom, and eventual fossilization, then what does that say about where we are right now? We are, at this particular moment, at exactly the stage when a civilization becomes detectable. We are broadcasting. We are building. We are chemically altering our atmosphere in ways legible to a distant instrument. We are the fresh layer at the very top of the dig. And archaeology, by definition, is the study of what's already over. That's not a comfortable thought, but it's not a hopeless one either. It just widens the lens enough to see that endings are normal, that the galaxy has probably been through this before, many times, and that the silence isn't a failure of detection, but perhaps the most honest answer the universe knows how to give. Not no one exists, but everyone who was here a very long time ago. So we keep looking. But we look differently, not waiting by the phone, but reading the landscape, treating the sky the way a good archaeologist treats a dig site, with patience, with calibrated humility, with the understanding that the most significant discoveries are almost always hiding in plain sight, misclassified for decades before someone finally arrives with the right question. We are not the first things in the history of this galaxy to wonder if they're alone. We are probably not the last. But we may be among the very few asking the question at exactly this moment, when the universe is old enough to have layers upon layers of precedent, and we are still young enough to find that fact astonishing. Just one voice in a very long conversation, arriving late to the archive, speaking into the dark, hoping something in the dust still carries the shape of an answer.